as a community and bring this awareness about addiction recovery and depression and anxiety.
It's you that your vulnerability is what makes you real.
Vulnerability is the first thing I look for in you and the last thing I'm willing to show you.
This is sponsored by I Am Recovery. It's also put on by Zaba Events and also sponsored by Brown Sugar Media.
Whoa, whoa, take me to your river. I wanna go. Oh, take me smooth waters. I go in. There's a man with many crimes come up for air. My sins flow down the Jordan, and though I wanna come here and give you every part of me, but there's blood on my hands, and my lips are unclean. Take me to your river. I wanna go.
Not feeling that well, so I'm taking over. And so my name is Melanie, and I'm going to be the MC for tonight. And so what I want to do is kind of introduce what this is without going into much detail, because we have a big introduction of what a reading talks is, and you guys can hear a little bit about that in a second. So if anyone grabbed the program, we're going to follow this religiously. We're just really going to jump into it. So Jared Casey, he's going to get up here, and we're going to watch a little video first. He'll come up here, and he'll kind of explain, this is what a Ring Talks is. Here's a little bit of the story of I Am Recovery, the organization that he started, and it's phenomenal, and I am very impressed with the organization that it's become and the people that are involved, and I've made a lot of friends in this organization as I've worked with a lot of people here. Next, we're going to have a little transitional meditation. Who's done meditation before? Or raise your hands? Okay, we have some experienced ones in here. So we're all going to feel very relaxed and very ready for the next big speaker who you all came to hear tonight as well, is Leon Legothetis. And we're so excited to have him here. We're very appreciative that he's able to make the time to come out here for us for Arena Talks. After that, if everyone, I'm sure everyone did, because who doesn't like free stuff, but there are little raffle tickets out there that you guys filled out. I'll come back up and I will do the raffle tickets, and we'll give away some really cool prizes that you do not want to miss out on, so don't leave early. You don't want to. Okay, so what I first want to do is, there's kind of a break back here, kind of where the shade is and where this break is. I want everyone to be closer to me. So our cameraman, I don't want you to sit behind him or next to him. I want everyone in this front section. Now's the time to get up. I love it, because I recently learned, and my husband kind of taught me that there really is, you can feel the energy. When everyone's close, there's good energy, there's good vibes, and we can really share it with each other, become a community here. And that's the big reason why we have these, so we can create a community. We love good speakers, we love each other, and this is the best place, and there's many other places to share that. Love it. I love all the smiling faces, I love the familiar faces, people I don't know, I want to know you, so say goodbye when we leave and get to know each other. I love it. Okay, so we're just going to watch this video next, and enjoy.
Leon Legothetis was founded on the basis that the opposite of addiction is human connection. We bring community professionals to you and speak issues that are currently affecting this modern era. We want to help each community member understand their family, their aunts, their uncles, their children, those that are suffering from depression, anxiety, addiction, all manner of disorders, and get an understanding of how to deal with them. And listening to these community professionals, being present in a Q&A format, you can really dig deep and learn what you need to learn to be part of the solution, and really get the understanding that we all want, and have some answers to truly help and support those that love. We don't realize that addiction causes a lot of wreckage, not just for the person who's using, but those in the family. And those internal and external pieces, they really affect and hurt a lot of people in their lives. One of the best ways to heal from that is to really exhibit kindness towards self and towards others. Arena Talks is really excited to bring Leon from the Kindess Diaries to American Fork, Utah on July 13th. He is going to share with us in person how he has found that kindness can heal wounds, can bond us with connection, it can slow down the pace of life, and give us more substance, more purpose in our daily living. He's done this through his own travels, through his own adventures. Come listen to him live. We do not want to miss this. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see him, to learn from him, to be part of his message, and share the word of kindness and love towards others.
Please give it up for Jared Casey.
Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for everyone that's here today. Oh, what a fun thing we're doing here. And that band, oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. Had no idea. I mean, I heard one song before and I was just hooked already. It's right up my alley of favorites. So thank you so much. No objections. That's right? So I'm not going to take much time. This event is really not about me, or really it's about us here as a whole. As the video we talk about, we're working on helping each other in the community grow and find solutions and answers. And one of the things that I'm sticking with this week that's kind of a signpost in my life is gratitude. And I came across this quote that said, "Ingratitude is a sin." And it kind of stuck with me. We think about right from wrong and all those other things, but I don't think we give enough weight to gratitude in our lives. So I want to do a short but fun little experiment that's going to take about 5 volunteers. Kids are great. 1, 2, come on up. 3, 4, 5. Thank you. Oh, we got one. Let's do 6. I got someone pointing at someone in the back. Do you want to come up too? Over there? They're both pointing at each other. I think you both need to come now. That's how it works, right? We rat someone out and they got to both go? Awesome. Thank you for coming. High 5. Low 5. You could probably do both. One up top. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you. All right, one more low one. So what we're going to do is, I want everyone in the room to kind of pay attention to how they're feeling right now. And I didn't realize the band was going to be so good, so I'm sure everyone's feeling pretty good anyway. But think of like the other feelings, like maybe you're a little tired, you had a long day, or there's those kind of things of that residual stuff that kind of hangs in us. I want you to think about that kind of as a baseline for how you're feeling, okay? And now what we're going to do is we're going to all share, well, these guys are going to share with you 3 things they're grateful for. And they can't repeat something that someone else said. So it can be anything. And as they're saying it, I want you to think of things you're grateful for too, as many as you can think of. But don't think of the same stuff they're doing. Whatever they say is theirs. Say, oh, I'm going to start, okay? I'm really grateful for this day and this event. I'm really grateful for my family and friends that have all come here.
It's scary. I'm grateful for my mom, and I'm grateful for my house and my friends.
I'm grateful for video games. Smartness. my siblings.
What? No, you gotta wait. You need to get a bow for everybody. Yeah, woo!
I'm grateful for laughter, my baby snuggles, and my conditioning.
Oh yeah.
I am thankful for Jared. I am grateful for God, and I am thankful for a new job.
Yeah, woo!
Hi, I'm Eddie. I'm grateful for that lady right there with the green thing, Jody. Can you stand up?
Jody!
Without that lady, I probably wouldn't be here right now, and I'm thankful for that. I'm grateful for the recovery that Jared's putting on. It's a wonderful place, and I wish y'all could check it out if you ever get to that point where you need help. That's the man to call. I'm grateful for everybody sitting right now, because without you guys, this wouldn't be happening. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm grateful for all my brothers, these guys back there. I'm grateful for Chris Avery, wherever he is. And then I'm also grateful for just the ability to be in I Am Recovery. So.
I didn't pay you guys. Let's give them a bow, or let them bow. Let's give them a clap. So now pay attention to that feeling you all have right now. I'm sure, even though we were feeling really good before that, there's an increase. Gratitude gives us an increase. It helps us come out of a funk. It helps us feel better. It's a peace that if we bake into our lives and everything we do, wake up in the morning, go to bed at night with gratitude, you can get through just about anything. That's all I have for you guys. I'm just thankful for you all and appreciate your time. Let's move it on forward.
We have Trish Gavin, and are you going to do something here? Okay, here's your microphone. Go, Trish!
My name is Trish Gavin. I am the owner of Bottoms Up Yoga in Spanish Fork. Yes, it's a little snazzy name, isn't it? It's something that you can't forget. The most recognizable pose in yoga is downward facing dog, and your bum is in the air. So if you see my car out there, that's me. I've been teaching yoga for 5 years, practicing for 15. A hobby of mine is to write meditations. I am currently on my 7th notebook of meditations. A passion in life for me is human connection, loving kindness, and to bring humanity together through yoga and meditation. My studio is about all ages, all sizes, all abilities. I've got somebody that's 78 in my class, and I have a 15-year-old in my class. So with that, we're going to begin our meditation. This is a simple breathing meditation focused on kindness. So I want your eyes to comfortably close. As you do so, I want you to exhale with a soft sigh. Acknowledge the space and time is just for you. Allow your full weight to sit into your chair, your feet grounded beneath you. Let your eyes close and soften. Let your forehead begin to ease, and let your mouth begin to relax. Take a deep breath in, And exhale any tiredness from your body. Give yourself permission to be still. It's all right for thoughts to float in and out. There's no need to attach to them. Just let everything be as it is for you, without judgment or trying to change anything right now. Bring your hands to your heart. Feel the soft thump of your heart beneath your hands. As you breathe in deeply, I want you to expand your lungs and your ribs out. And exhale. Kindness comes within. It takes the first step of loving ourselves first. In society, sometimes that's hard to do. But if we look within ourselves, within our heart, and take time to breathe, we can find kindness within. When you do an act of kindness for someone, a brother, a sister, a friend, a stranger, your heart swells with such pride, joy, love, compassion. Take a deep breath in and exhale with a sigh. Loving kindness is something we should practice every day. For me, I have set a timer on my phone to go off at the oddest times. Whoever I'm around, I say a compliment, text a friend, pay for someone's drink or tea, or wave at a complete stranger. Make someone around you smile. Bring compassion, loving kindness into your life every day. Take a deep breath in, fill your lungs, and exhale a soft sigh. And with that, we close our practice.
I just ran to the backside to make sure it's all ready for our next speaker. Woo! So next we're going to have Bridie Alder. She's so sweet. I don't know her personally, but I can tell she has a wonderful soul. She's going to introduce Leon, and Leon will take it away from there, and you'll see me at the end.
Well, I'm really glad that we had the meditation right before because I'm a little nervous. So I just want to start off by saying how excited I am to be here. I got to meet Leon finally after a year of wanting to meet him so bad. He's my idol. He's someone I look up to so much. I got to meet with him and talk to him. He is probably one of the sweetest guys I've ever met. You can just tell he has the most kindest heart, and he just believes in everything he talks about, and he wants to be there for people. So I'm going to start off with a little story. About a little bit longer than a year ago, my dad and I were looking for shows like we usually do. And I didn't want to watch a little nature documentary about bears like he did, so we kept scrolling and we found The Kindness Diaries, which is the show that Leon Legothetis produced and is in. And it's about him going across the world, relying only on the kindness of others, and just thinking about doing that gives me anxiety. I couldn't do that. But so my dad reached out to him off of Facebook, and my dad called me one day while I was in class, and obviously I couldn't answer, so I went to the bathroom and called him back, and he said that he got to reach out to Leon. And so I got to too, and it was so unreal because at the time I was going through a lot of anxiety, depression, just really unhappy with myself. This man who, sorry, I'm gonna get emotional. He didn't have to take time out of his day, out of his busy schedule, to talk to a 16-year-old girl about her own problems and what she was going through. And he sat there and helped me start building towards the steps to get better and be a happier overall person. And I can just say that I am truly blessed to be able to have talked with him and meet with him today. And so, yeah, you guys are going to have a special treat today. Listen to him talk for a bit, and please take in every word he says. And yeah, I think we should turn the time over to him.
Hello, everyone. That was the most beautiful introduction I've ever had. And it reminds me of why I do what I do. Because I had people, only a few people, but I had people who did what I did for Riley for me. And it changed everything. Because all it takes to change one life is to be kind. That's it. I once gave a speech at a school, and I finished the speech, and a 9-year-old kid came up to me, and she says, "Mr. Leon," I'm like, "Yes, kindness is not rocket science." And she's right. Kindness isn't rocket science. We've forgotten that kindness is who we are. Does that mean that we aren't also the bad stuff? Yes, we are. We're the bad stuff as well. But kindness is part of our humanity. And when we forget that, we lose an aspect of our humanity. We lose a part of ourselves. I once had a teacher called Mrs. Mann, and I was always being bullied, feeling very alone, very depressed. And every day, Mrs. Mann did for me what I was honored to do for you. She made me feel like I was important, simply by saying, "I believe in you." Every day. Every single person in this room has the power to change the world. Because to change the world, all you have to do is change one life. That's it. One life. So thank you very much for having me. Thank you for reaching out. And one of the things I tell people is, we're all the same. If you were to look at the news, you would think we were all different. If you were to read the newspapers, you would think that if you're a Muslim, or if you're a Christian, or if you're a Jew, you can't interact. Everyone hates each other. On my travels around the world, I have come to believe, and I have felt profoundly in the very center of my being, that we are all the same. We just want to be seen. We want to be heard. We want to be loved. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have or how much money you don't have. We're the same. I was in India. I stayed in the slums of India. And I woke up that morning and I saw this mother kissing her 2 daughters goodbye, maybe 7 and 9. And in that moment, it became clear. Their love for their kids is exactly the same as your love for your kids. There is no difference. We are all the same. And I tell the kids when I go to the schools, I say that you matter. And I tell them, as I'm about to tell you, because really we're all just big kids. Some little kids, but still big kids. If you matter, then the person sitting next to you matters. And if the person sitting next to you matters, then the person behind you matters. And if the person behind you matters, the person that cut you off on the freeway 25 minutes ago also matters. How you show up in this world makes a difference. Doesn't mean you have to be perfect. No one is perfect. Believe it or not, but the Englishman is not perfect. Trust me, if I gave you the telephone number of all my ex-girlfriends, all of them, they would tell you how imperfect I am. But it's not about perfection. It's about showing up with your heart as often as you can. That's it. And when you fall off the wagon, the kindness wagon, get back on it. It's really that simple. Oh, okay. So how is it that I am standing here on a stage in Utah? I mean, I'm English, right? I'm from London. How's it possible? I used to be a broker. And on the outside, I had everything. Everything you would ever want. And people would look at me and be like, oh my God, I want to be like you. Little did they know that they did not want to be like me. I've actually never shared this publicly, and I'm about to. One of the reasons why I said yes to come, you may have had an inkling about this, was that I know what it's like to be profoundly alone and to think that a drink or a drug is going to make you connected. I know what it's like to spend years wearing a mask where everyone thinks everyone's okay, but in fact you're not. I know what it's like to be so low that I sat in my bed and wrote a note that basically said, that's it, it's over. Luckily for me, I had a very, very wise man, similar to you. I sent him this note, and he immediately called me. We talked, and obviously I didn't take that action, and I'm standing here today. But I know what it's like to drink, to drug, to do all these things to numb pain. And Jared said something beautiful, that the opposite of addiction is connection. That is so profound. So I was sitting behind this desk, wasting away. And I ended up watching this movie, The Motorcycle Diaries. Who's seen The Motorcycle Diaries? Okay, one of you. Okay, so no one else, which is fine. It actually works out well. And the timer has disappeared. I don't know whoever it is. Can someone help me with the timer? So I went home one day, and I saw this movie about a guy, a romanticized version of Che Guevara, traveling across South America, relying on kindness. And I saw that movie. I don't know if you've ever seen a movie that has truly touched your heart. And you're like, oh my God, the director has done this for me. That was what happened to me that day. And I realized that there was another way to live. I didn't have to sit behind that desk. I didn't have to follow someone else's dreams. I didn't have to live someone else's life. So what did I do? I decided to quit my job and start traveling, walking actually, from Hollywood, from New York to Hollywood with no money. Starting in Times Square and ending in the Hollywood sign. Now this is a brilliant idea when you're sitting on your couch in London. But trust me, it is an epically bad idea when you arrive in Times Square with nothing. But what was I going to do? Go back to my father and say, you know what, Dad? I want my job back. No. So I ended up walking from Times Square to the Hollywood sign. And I met people who came from their hearts. To me, I'd never experienced that. I was like, I just didn't know it existed. Yes, I'd seen it on a movie, but I didn't know there were people out there in the world that lived from their hearts. I remember I was in Indianapolis, and I was sitting on a hotel bench, started talking to this lady. She had a 1-year-old son, and I tell her about my journey, and she says, well, you know what? If you want, I live in Chicago, which is 3 hours away from Indianapolis. If you can find your way to Chicago, I will let you eat the chili from my fridge. You can sleep on my couch, and I'll give you the only set of keys that you leave in the flower pot the next day. Inside, I was like, there is something wrong with this woman. I didn't say that outside. I was like, okay. I took the keys, found my way to Chicago, ate the chili from her fridge, slept on her couch, and left the keys in the flower pot the next day. I nicknamed her Generous Julie. What she did was inspire me to believe what I now know as fact, that there is a river of love that flows through every single one of us. And if we can find that river, our lives will change. Yet we live in a society that is so steeped in hatred, anger, fear. Who wants to do a little experiment? Even if you don't want to do it, you have to do it, so whatever. All right, so basically, what I need you to do is find someone who's sitting next to you, okay? And I want you to ask them what it feels like when someone is mean to you. What it feels like when someone makes you feel like you don't matter. And then let them ask you that question. Okay, you have 1 minute. Okay, who's willing to share with us what it feels like when someone is mean to you?
To me, it feels like a chain. I feel like all cruelty is basically like a chain gang. And when someone is cruel to me, it feels like they're chaining me, and now I'm part of it. And sometimes it feels like the only way to ease the weight is to chain someone else to it.
Wow, that's very profound. One more person. What does it feel like when someone's mean to you?
Like I'm not good.
Like you don't matter, right? But you do matter. You do. It's true. All right. Find someone else and ask them what it feels like when someone is kind to you. What it feels like when someone is kind to you. Okay, go. Okay. So who's willing to share with us what it feels like when someone is kind to you?
It feels like that you're getting paid money and you get rich.
But that's brilliant. That's brilliant. We all think that it's important to get money, to be rich, to have materialistic goods. There's nothing wrong with making money. Make as much money as you can. I have no issue with that. But the true richness is there. Good man. What did he say? Yeah. Right, say it again. Scream.
It's like you're getting paid money for kindness.
He says it's like you feel rich. Okay? Okay, last one.
Love.
Love. Wow. There you go. I don't need to be here anymore. You did it. But that's it. That's it. Good man. Beautiful. Okay, one more.
Not alone.
Not alone. Who's ever felt alone? It's not fun when you feel alone, is it? Not alone. Oops. You didn't see that. So I ended up making it to Los Angeles. And, you know, life doesn't always work like this, right? Sometimes it goes up and down, up and down. I spent another 6 or 7 years chasing the wrong things. Chasing the opposite of that. Chasing money, chasing fame, chasing parties, chasing other things. And one day I was walking down the street, and I saw a chap, a homeless man, with a sign that said, "Kindness is the best medicine." I was like, whoa. Kindness is the best medicine. Profound, simple, profound. Went up to him, gave him $20, moved on, had a plan. I realized I wasn't connecting with people anymore. Yet again, I had chased the wrong thing. So I came up with what I thought was a brilliant plan. I was going to buy a vintage yellow motorbike, call it Kindness One, sort of like Air Force One, and drive it from Los Angeles all the way around Earth with no money, no food, no gas, no place to stay, nothing. Just relying on people like you. Now, I then went up to my house, told my girlfriend, my then girlfriend, that I would be away for 6 months. She starts crying, and I'm like, what? This is so brilliant. I'm like a genius. I just came up with this genius idea. I remember a couple of months ago, a lady came up to me after my speech, and she said, "Leon, you don't understand women, do you?" And she was right. And I still don't understand women, but a little bit more. But I managed to find my way through the tears, and I did just that. Bought a bike, went around the world, relying entirely on kindness. And I'm about to introduce you to a man that truly changed everything. Who's seen the show? Okay, a few of you. All right, good. So you know about this, but for those of you who haven't, I would go up to people in the street, and I would say, "Can I stay in your house tonight?" And they would say, "No." Which is fine. But some people would say yes. In fact, there's a family of people in here who I'm going to introduce to you later who said yes, but we'll get to that in a moment. I ask him, "Can I stay in your house tonight?" He looks at me and goes, "Look, I'm really sorry. I'm homeless." So I feel a lot of shame. I had just asked a homeless man to stay in his house. At home, I have everything I need. This chap has nothing. About to walk off with my tail between my legs. And he turns around and he says, "You know what? If you want, you can stay with me tonight. I will feed you, I will protect you, and I will give you some clothes. And that is exactly what happened. His name was Tony, and to this day, I still speak with him. In fact, I was texting him today. He taught me two profound things. One, true wealth, you've seen my speech before, true wealth is not in our wallets, it's in our hearts. The richness that you have in your life is how you show up for each other. That's it. True wealth is not in our wallet, it's in our hearts. Secondly, if Tony can be kind, then I have no excuse. And neither do you. Doesn't mean you have to be perfect. But if a homeless man with nothing, one bag, he's not perfect, trust me, he's not perfect. But if a homeless man with one bag, which he hid in the bushes so people didn't steal his belongings, can be kind, then every single person in this room can do the same thing. We get to choose. You can choose the dark side, or you can choose the force. Truly, you get to choose. And I always tell people that kindness is a win-win. Like sometimes people are like, oh, well, I can only be kind if I don't get any benefit. Otherwise I'm being selfish and I'm not really being kind. I'm like, really? Are you telling me that Mother Teresa didn't get some benefit from being kind? Are you telling me that my kindness to Riley didn't benefit me? It did. It did. And all you guys out there who deal with addiction and help people who deal with addiction, you know it's a win-win because you get to win too. The other person wins because they get to feel loved, they get to feel less alone. And you win as well. Sometimes people come up to me and they say, Leon, sometimes it's Mr. Leon, but whatever, Leon. What does kindness mean to you? And they expect this epic answer. But the truth is very, very simple. Kindness is simply helping someone feel less alone. That's it. Everyone in this room has felt alone because you're human beings. And when someone shows you that you matter, it changes everything. You never forget it. You may go through some pain, you may go through some suffering, but you think back to that one moment when you were opened up and you're like, I didn't feel alone then because someone was kind to me. It changes everything. So in the show, I would give unsuspecting Good Samaritans a life-changing gift. So I just want you to know that the chap back there who set this up with his Lexus dealership is giving every person a free Lexus. Okay? Okay? Just know that. Just know that. No, I'm kidding, he's not. But you never know. My microphone just died. Oh, we have another mic. Wow, look at that. That was amazing. Did you know it was about to die? Hello. Hello? Oh, there you go. Okay. Oh no. Close your eyes. Oh, this is bad. Okay, there we go. Fine. You didn't see that. Okay. So I would give unsuspecting Good Samaritans a life-changing gift. And what I said to Tony was, I said, Tony, take me somewhere where you felt loved. And he thought about it, he's like, you know what? In the morning after I'd stayed the night, he's like, well, I felt loved at school. And I was like, whoa, you did not go to an English school. Whatever, it's all good. And I sat him down, and I told him what I was really doing, which was giving back. So I ended up putting him up in an apartment and sending him back to school. And people always say, oh my God, you changed Tony's life. And I say the same thing. And he says it to me as well. He's like, oh, you changed my life. I'm like, Tony, enough. The reality is simple. He changed my life. Because once again, I met someone that came from their heart. And we've lost that in our society today. When you find someone that comes from their heart, stay close. Because like osmosis, through osmosis, your heart will open. And sleeping on the streets with Tony that day opened up my heart. Okay, who has a dog? Beautiful. It wouldn't work if you didn't have a dog. Who loves their dog? That was a silly question. Of course, we all love our dog. So this is my dog, Winston Churchill. He is the naughtiest dog in the history of naughtiness. But I love him. I love him. Very patient, very kind, not perfectly, but very kind. I remember one day, I was sitting in my favourite chair, and he's over there, and this was his modus operandi. He would start by whining. Okay? He was looking at me and whining for 2 minutes. I tried to ignore him, kept on going. Then he starts barking. I'm like, smash you, but I won't. Get out of my chair. And what does Winston want? He wants my chair. He sat in my chair. But I'm still kind to Winston. Yeah? And I realized something. I realized that if I can be kind to Winston, why can't I be kind to you? Who has a dog? Who's willing to come up here and share with us the naughtiest thing your dog has ever done and how much you still love your dog? No, you don't have a dog. Or you do. No, you don't. Anyone? Okay, come on. The free Lexus man. Come. No? Yeah, come. So you're going to share with us the naughtiest thing your dog's ever done, what your dog's name is, and how much you love him or her, even though they're so naughty.
Okay, so I have 2 dogs, both from a doggy. A golden retriever, there's a hole in the drywall about that big. That was Champ. Cooper, he came home from work, the entire carpet was ripped up in the hallway. But we love them. They're our kids. We don't have kids, so they're our fur babies, and we love them. And they're the best thing in the world. They take my bed, they take my couch, and we still love them.
So if you can choose to be nice to them, is it possible to choose to be nice to us?
We have the capacity to be nice to everybody.
Exactly. Thank you.
He lives with me, so he's looking down here like, your dogs are the worst. I have 2 dogs as well.
Okay.
They're both awful. They're both hound dogs, so they're super loud. I have a boy named Boston. The naughtiest thing he's ever done is, as soon as I went into the bathroom, I heard this, and I thought it was me. I was super upset. I go out, and he had punctured my brand new $100 inhaler. Right, super upset. Fawn has a tendency, that's my girl, she has a tendency to lash out whenever I leave the house. So she took 3 of my brand new dresses and shredded them from my closet. So. But I still love them to death. They're too cute to not love.
And my question is, the same question I asked this fine man. If you can be kind to them, then can you be kind to us?
I mean, my dogs are a little cuter, but of course.
Okay. Okay, super. So I remember one day I decided that I was going to go out into the world And I was going to treat you the same way that I treated him. And I called it giving Winnie love. So for 7 days, I went out into the world and I gave Winnie love to you. Everything changed. It wasn't just that I realized it was a choice. It was I realized that I can generate love from within here and spread it out like confetti. And it's a win-win. It's a win-win. You know, some people say to me, I can't be kind. I'm like, you're talking to the kindness guy, come on. I can't be kind. Like, why not? Because if I'm kind, I'll be squashed. If I'm vulnerable, someone will take advantage of me. Kindness is weakness. I get it. I do. But then I tell them the story of Muhammad Ali. Now, Muhammad Ali, not perfect, right? No one's perfect. No one. But Muhammad Ali was a man that came from his heart. Muhammad Ali, is that better? Okay, great. Muhammad Ali was a man that came from a place of love, from a place of kindness, gave back, was of service. How many of you would mess with Muhammad Ali? Okay. How many of you would mess with Muhammad Ali? No one, right? That's the whole point. You can be kind and you can be strong. Kindness isn't weakness. Kindness is strength. It's easy to shout at the Uber driver. It's harder to show some respect and show some grace and show some gratitude. Kindness is not weakness. And if anyone ever tells you that it is weakness, remind them of the story of Muhammad Ali. I'm not expecting you to be walked on. Do not allow anyone to walk on you ever. But you can still be kind and take care of yourself, exactly like Muhammad Ali. So heroes in our day and age are soccer players, actors, Justin Bieber, maybe not. But we live in a society where our heroes are like lauded. For doing what? For being a good musician? There's nothing wrong with being a good musician. But I would go so far as to say that a true hero, all you need to do to be a true hero is to be kind. That's it. That is my definition of being a hero. Of going out into the world and making other people feel like they matter. We all know what it feels like when someone's unkind to us, every single person. And we all, I hope, know what it feels like when someone's kind to you. When I speak at schools, I tell the kids that all they need to do to be a hero is to be kind. And that's the same thing for every single person sitting in this room. That's all you have to do. This is a doctor in Vietnam. Every day, he gives free eyesight surgery to underprivileged Vietnamese people who have no way of paying for cataract surgery, which costs $30 every day. Now, I'm not suggesting you quit your jobs and go and set up an eye clinic. If you want to, great. What I am suggesting is that to live a heroic life, you have to give back. And to give back in a profoundly beautiful way is simply to be kind. I didn't have to answer the Facebook message, but I did, because it's a win-win, and because I know what it's like to be alone. And I also know what it's like to feel connected. And the thread through those two things is simply the lack of kindness and kindness being in abundance. So to be a true hero, all you have to do is be kind. I don't care if you're 6, I don't care if you're 106. How you show up matters. Oh, no, bad. Hold on. Okay, good. So I was in Vietnam. I was having a bit of a moment, an English moment, which is a lot of melodrama. And I was sitting outside this beautiful building. My bike had been impounded by the Vietnamese. For 7 days, they wouldn't give it to me. Couldn't get it out. Sitting next to this building, having a moment. A guy, this is 100% true. Guy comes down, says to me, "Are you okay?" Out of the building. I'm like, "Well, not really. I'm giving my story." He says, "You are sitting by the Ho Chi Minh City Opera House. I want to invite you to the opera." And I'm like, is this happening? It was. I went to the opera. 20 minutes before the end, the guy taps me on the shoulder and says to me, "I want you to go on stage." I was like, that's a bad idea. People have paid to come and watch the opera. Trust me, they don't want to see me. He's like, "No, I want you to go on stage." I'm like, "All right." Go on stage, play the drums, 20 minutes, like really powerfully. And then something profound happens. The show ends, and I get a standing ovation. Now, admittedly, it was a pity standing ovation, but whatever, it's fine, I'll take it. And in that moment, I feel seen. Yes, the external version of being seen, but I quickly internalize it, and it all starts to make sense. What did Mrs. Mann give to me all those years ago? She saw me. You are important enough for me that I will tell you that I believe in you every single day. Tony, what did I really give Tony? I saw him. How many of us have walked past homeless people as if they don't exist? Many of us, right? Happens all the time. I saw Tony. The doctor, every day, he gives free eyesight surgery to those people, and he says to them, basically, "You are important enough for me that I will do this for free." He saw them. That's the secret ingredient to life. When you see another human being, you tell them that they matter. And the most profound way to see someone is simply to be kind. That's it. So I'm going to show you guys a quick video of my journey around the world. If this works, which it doesn't. Oh. Okay. There's no sound. There is sound.
My name is Leon. I was living an uninspiring life on Wall Street, sitting behind a slab of wood, crunching numbers. I decided that there must be more to life. Kindness one another are about to embark on an epic journey, a journey powered solely by kindness.
Can I live in your house? Unfortunately, I don't have a house. I'm homeless right now. I think it's like here.
We want to put you up in the house. enroll you in some kind of certificate program where you can make your way again in life. So really, why the kindness? I don't know, just something I want to do. How does really help your life? How does that make you feel? I feel like I'm living nice. We want to pay for you to go to England for your son's wedding. Absolutely not. That's nice. Can I be cheeky and give you a kiss on the cheek goodbye? Absolutely. I can bring the other two. Okay. Are you a coward? I can't believe the many tunnels that saved the city of Somalia. Giving sight to the poor for free is beyond words. We will fund 100 servants. You need to help me with serious. If I can finish, I need to find a mechanic. I literally have a meeting every day. Can I stay with you tonight? I will day. Can I spend the night in your house tonight? You speak English? You're right, but an Indian farmer is not me. I'm just kidding.
A word of missionaries, we would love to offer a place for you to stay tonight.
We're all the way from Hollywood, on kindness.
Hey, how you done, mate? Stay with us tonight. Welcome. Our kindness. I wouldn't kiss you, but I know you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. But I would. We have let you come to the house. It's true. This is real. It's going to happen. I think this is like going to make it. You go to school again?
Thank you. They say that giving is better than receiving. And in many ways that's true. So before I open it up for a few questions, I just want to leave you with one last thing. And that is that in order to change the world, it's not as grand as we may think. Because in order to change the world, you simply have to change one life. And in order to change one life, you just have to go be kind. If there's anyone in this room who's had their lives touched and changed by another human being, stand up. Kindness isn't rocket science. Sit down, thanks. I'm going to open it up for a few questions. $1,000 a question, payable up front, in cash. No, I'm kidding. Well, maybe I'm not. No, I am kidding, I'm kidding. Okay, what's your question? It's okay. If you remember it, come back. I'll pick on you.
On average, how many people would you need to ask to stay in your home before somebody says?
It's a very good question. 10?
Yeah. Except in Canada, which was literally everyone said yes. I was like, guys, I'm doing a show. There needs to be some drama. Please say no. Literally, total madness.
What was the most unusual thing that happened to you on your journey?
Stand up, the Earls. The Earls. Up, all of you. Okay, say hello to the Earls. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what happened. You have to keep standing, sorry. I have to torture you a little bit. So I was in Cedar City. This is actually the second season of the show. Alaska to Argentina. And I was walking around Cedar City, no one was really helping me. And I felt this, I felt guided to go down a residential street. I did. And I'm walking past this house. I swear this is exactly how it happened. I'm walking past this house, and I kept looking, I kept feeling this energy in this house. I was like, man, I have to find a way to talk to these people, if there's anyone in there. But I knew that if I walked up to their house, just me, and said, or the crew as well, can I stay in your house? They'd be like, no. Well, I don't know, maybe they'd have said yes. So what I decided to do was I went to one of their neighbors. I saw someone in the garden gardening, and I told them my story. So I'm doing this. I want to go to this person's house. But if I just walk up myself, they will probably think I'm a total nut job. Can you come with me? And she's like, yes. So I take her, I go to his house, I knock on his door, and I say to him, hello, I'm English. And I tell him my whole story about traveling around the world in this yellow car. Can you help me? And he thinks about it for a while, and he's kind of feeling me out. He's like, what? Who is this man? Turns around, he says, yes. So I end up staying the night with him, his kids, and his wife. He takes me motorbiking, he takes me to dinner, he brings me into his family. I remember when April came to the house, she walks in, there's like 6 people because the crew's there, and I see her eyes, she's like, oh my God, she's going to kick us out. But she didn't. And that was like, I talked about the river of love. For whatever reason, I was in that river in that moment. And so was he, and so were all of them. And we kind of flowed together. That was a beautiful moment. You know, how do you explain that? I was right. The most loving family I know, I was right. I'd never met these people before in my life. You know? All from coming from your heart. So let's give the Earls a huge round of applause. You can sit down now. Okay, who else? I'm getting very rich. Oh, it's there. A gentleman will give you one.
What's your theory about what makes people choose to be kind and what makes them choose to not be kind?
Wow, that's a great question.
What else the percentage would you say kindness is?
That's a very good question. I'm going to answer that by thinking about the times that I've been mean and thinking about the times that I've been kind. And there have been moments where I've been mean. Of course, I'm human, just like you. And I would say that when you have a witness, when you have someone in your life who has opened up your heart in a way where you felt connected to whatever spirit or whatever it is, to love, to your heart, you never forget that, ever. I never forgot it. And yeah, it may have been mean, it may have been unpleasant, but I would always remember that moment. It was always part of who I was. And having that witness is so important, because some people have no witnesses. And by the time, they've gone too far to the dark side, let's say. I'm not saying that you can't bring them back, I'm sure you can, but you bring them back by witnessing them, by seeing their heart. So that's why I say you can change the world by simply changing one life. Because you never know how your actions may affect someone in a positive way or in a negative way. You get to choose, Darth Vader or Yoda.
How do you find enough kindness to give yourself?
That's a very good question. I think one of the most important... Oh, how do you find enough kindness to give to yourself? And I think it's very important to be kind to yourself, to be gentle. Yeah? If we're gentle to ourselves, then we can pretty much get through anything. I would imagine many of us in here treat ourselves in a way that we would never let anyone treat us, ever. Ever. But we do it. And when you have a bad day, be gentle. Like sometimes I have bad days, trust me, I have bad days. And sometimes I'm not gentle to myself. And sometimes I am. And when I am, things are better. Like, oh my God, I was just gentle. It's good. You know? So being kind to yourself is absolutely critical. Okay? Who else?
Do you need a place to stay tonight?
That is very kind, and whenever I give speeches, often people offer for a place to stay, and I'm like, where were you when I was stranded on my journey, you know? But fortunately, the Earls have offered for me to stay this weekend, so thank you.
Did you find that certain
cultures are more open to receiving kindness?
It's a brilliant question. So if you Google me, 98% of it's good. Some of it's not. Because people say, how dare you go to poor countries and rely on their kindness? People that have nothing, how dare you? I don't respond to them, but I'll respond here. How dare I not? Because kindness isn't about how much money you have. Kindness isn't about what you have out there, it's what you have in here. And who am I to say to you, you don't have enough money, I will not stay with you tonight? If you've seen the show, there's an Indian chap who lives in the slums. And he says to me, I want you to stay in my bed. I with my pregnant wife, will sleep on the floor. And I said, Dhiru, that's not happening. You sleep on the bed, I'll sleep on the floor. He's like, no, guest is God. So what was I going to say? Force him to sleep in the bed? The guy wanted me to sleep in the bed. He wanted to sleep on the floor. So I found that many people that have nothing are more in tune with their hearts. Doesn't mean that if you have a lot, you can't be in tune with your hearts. You can be. But many people with nothing gave so much. Okay, who else?
Feel like when you were kind to someone, when you serve someone, after, you ever feel like the reward, even though you're serving somebody else, the reward is much greater in your heart than it used to be?
Yes. As I said in the trailer, giving is sometimes better than receiving. You know? When I treat someone with Winnie love, I don't do it perfectly, I feel amazing. It's a win-win. So absolutely, when you give of your heart, some kind of magical chain reaction happens, and everyone wins. Doesn't mean there aren't mean people out there, doesn't mean there are bad things, not bad things going on, doesn't mean you should lay down on the floor and let someone walk on you. But do everything in your power to come from your heart.
How many days have you gone?
Good question. Do you know what? People pretty much gave me food. Maybe once or twice I didn't get food until the evening. Look, I'm English. I have a 40-year-old motorbike with a sidecar. I'm kind of charming. People always want to help.
How did it go from just a crazy idea? How did it go from just a crazy idea to go and do this thing into a TV show for the story between those two things?
That's a very, very good question. What is your dream?
I'd say to be a great father and have a great family.
Okay. Do you have a family? Not yet. Okay. Well, let me tell you something. If you keep telling yourself that every day, and you keep believing in it every day, I guarantee it'll happen. Guaranteed. So I had this crazy idea, fueled a lot by pain, yeah, because I was in pain when I was in my office and sitting behind that desk. I had this crazy idea, wanted to have adventures, wanted to connect with people, and I just kept on going. And I didn't think about all the bad things that could happen, because many bad things could happen. I just kept on going. Just keep on going and never stop believing. Trust me, it'll happen.
So I asked you this once before, and I'm just, it still baffles me, but where does the courage go from? I mean, how do you go from that moment where you maybe have that idea that walking from New York to LA is a good idea somehow, but clearly, in both the book and the television show, you see times where backs are turned on you, where maybe the potential is the wheels are about to fall off. So where does the courage to keep going come from?
I will tell you. I'm about to show you. First of all, who can keep a secret? No one. Great. But I'm about to show you a teaser for season 2, which is where I went from Alaska to Argentina in a 50-year-old car. To answer your question, I'm going to go into season 2. What you see on the show, the drama, the fun, the joy, everything is real. But there's a lot you don't see. There's a lot of personal struggles that go on that you don't see. Season 2, you'll see a little bit more. And there were moments when I would ask myself that question on this journey. I would say to myself, why are you doing this to yourself again? Why? Well, what for? Why? You bought a 50-year-old car. Are you insane? You drove it from Alaska to Argentina. I mean, what are you doing? You know, we had so many issues. We had like threats of being kidnapped. We had literally so much pressure. And every time that I asked myself that question, the answer was because of moments like this. Because people would come and listen and hopefully be inspired. Because I could do for others what Mrs. Mann did for me. And that's why I spoke to your daughter.
Do you still get updates or keep in touch with people you can?
Sure, not all of them, but Willie, yes, the guy from Colorado. Tony, yes. Diru, the rickshaw driver from India, yes. From season 1, that's about it of the people I stay in touch with. Season 2, the Earls, the great Earls. And a couple of other people, the guy in episode 1.
What about the lady from Thailand? Did she pass away?
Cambodia. Yeah. Do you know, I have not stayed in touch with her, but I do not believe she passed away, no. I mean, she gets medication, so she's fine. Okay, anyone else?
Where are you going next?
Oh my God, please. I am, after this, going for a few days in Utah, and then I'm going to my home, I'll turn my phone off, my computer off, my television I will keep on, and I will do nothing for as long as I can. And then I will be driving from South Africa to Finland. It's madness, I know. I have this thing where I don't either do nothing or I just go crazy. Any more questions before I show you the video?
How did you get from that place where you were feeling like the lowest and you wrote the note? Like for me, that feels like I'm just treading water. It doesn't matter what I do. Like I feel like just my brain chemicals won't let me feel reward. How do you get from there to just one thing at a time and build until you do something like this?
People like him. Who else? Going once? I'm going to leave this place a very wealthy human. 12, 13 grand.
If there was one daily practice that you could encourage, is there one little thing, one little practice that you would say you do or you encourage others to try? Like I know there's several new things, but is there one?
So when I speak to kids and adults, I just forgot to say it today, I tell them, and I'll tell you, and everyone who wants to listen, that if you don't listen to anything else I say today, listen to this. Share your pain. Don't hold it in. Find someone safe and share your pain. I wouldn't be here today if I didn't share my pain. No one's perfect. No one. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. We're all human beings. Share what is going on inside you. Don't be ashamed. Okay. Anyone else?
So you tell a lot of stories about how you go to people with so little and they share everything they have with you, a real, biblical, the widow's story. But is there an instance that you've had in your many journeys and many people that you've met? Has there been any one instance that just, touched you the most, that really, demonstrated the most deep sense of human selflessness that's out there?
Beautiful question. Ultimately, hello? Hello? Okay. Look, the truth is that ultimately the answer to that question is Tony, okay? The homeless guy. But there have been other people that I've met, like on my second journey, the one I just came back from, I met this lady who saves dogs. She could never have kids, so she wanted to give her love to dogs. And Winnie died a couple of years ago. And Winnie taught me how to love. He really did. And we had this beautiful bond. She didn't speak English. I didn't speak Spanish. The person that I met translated for us. But there was a heart connection. There was love flowing between us that was so beautiful that when you have that experience, you can't go back. Yeah, you can have bad days. Yeah, you can get angry, but it's always there. It's open. Nothing can take it away from you. So I would say that connection with that lady, and I remember really breaking down, actually. In season 1, I didn't really do that, but in season 2, there's more of that. Breaking down with this other human being in like this beautiful connection. So she was a very profound moment for me. And the world is filled with humans, which means that the world is filled with people that have the capacity to open up their hearts. And all you need to do is find one person that can do that. That's it, just one. Yeah? Okay. Who else?
So in the 13-part documentary series, there's a lot of good music. There's one particular song that I feel like you pick more than any other, and I'm not able to find it, and I think part of Kindness is music. Do you know what the song is called? It's very big.
The song?
There's a song that played more than any other song, actually, in each series.
Oh, I don't know the name of the song, but I'll send you. Actually, go to Dimitar Yordanov. Yeah, he is the composer. Dimitar Yordanov. Just Google him, and he has a whole list of all the songs. Okay. All right. Anyone else before I show you this video, which none of you are willing to keep a secret, but that's fine. Okay, so basically this video I'm going to show you hasn't been seen by anyone, and it's a teaser. So it was really only the first 3 episodes of the show that we just did, from Alaska to Argentina. My bike, Kindness 1, used to break down all the time. It was a 1978 bike, so I did what any wise Englishman would do. I bought a 50-year-old car, and I drove it from Alaska to Argentina. Okay, so this is just a little teaser of what to expect for the next season. Oops.
Where are you headed? I'm flying from Alaska to Argentina. Why? What should I expect from the world? Something you pick up a lot of stuff. I like tiny and kindness strangers. So no food, no gas, no place to stay, nothing.
Really? You want some money?
I can't accept that. But I want to show the world that people are kind. Back. What called that? You're in a refugee camp for 12 years. When I meet people who touch me in a profound way, I want to keep back. This is kindness. Wherever you want to go in the world to help kids, whatever cause you want to do, I will make that happen.
So yeah, that is next season. And I just want to finish by saying that I hope, in some small way, what I've shared with you has helped. And I want you to know that you, just sitting there listening to me and letting me share my stories, helps me in a profound way. So thank you very much. Yes, okay. All right. This is the 5th microphone, but that's fine. Kindness challenge cards. This is a challenge where basically you get the chance to go out into your communities and help someone feel less alone. Okay, because that's what kindness is all about, right? And on the back, you go out and do one act of kindness where you make someone feel less alone, whatever it may be, something big, something small. You write it down on the back of the postcard, you send it to me, and for every postcard I receive, I give a kid, an underprivileged kid, a book. And the aim is to give 10,000 books, okay? We've given 9,500 already, all right? So, they're here, pick them up. If you're a school or you're a business and you want hundreds more, just message me and I'll give them to you. Okay? It's your chance to go out and spread Winnie love. Alrighty.
Now to everyone in the world. Anywhere we go, our vacations, anywhere in our home, our next door neighbor, our animals, I'm very excited for this. So we're going to kind of close the evening. Before you leave, you can go ahead. Before you leave, please be sure to grab some of these postcards and keep them here. Once we do the raffles, we'll stand at the back of the doors so we can give them to you as we go. So, we're going to do the fun raffle. Woo! Okay, so get your tickets out. Thank you. Where's Jared Casey? So as a judge is going to so kindly take your stuff away, we're going to do the raffle. So Jared Casey is with I'm Recovery, as we learned earlier. He is giving away this TV and these shirts. So we'll first do the shirts.
Also give away some protein powder, because all my guys like to get swole. Whatever that means. Swole.
All right, so we are going to begin with the shirt. And when you come up here, we have all the different sizes. So we'll give away 5 shirts. We'll give away 2 shirts. Because there's so many prizes tonight. All right, get your tickets out. Who's ready? Can I hear a woo woo? Woo! All right, let's see. Can I hear a woo woo? Okay. I've received your information. Good thing this guy has very strong arms. We're just going to toss him up. Okay, you got it. We're just going to toss him. Everyone stand up. Woo! You never know what's going to happen here. All right, we're just going to chug him. All right, wonderful. So Jared, would you mind taking the first ticket? This is for the TV. Listen up, this is for a television. Who needs more television in their life? The winning number is?
810188. Always a kid. Is the kid this time?
Is anyone close?
Right here. You got it?
We'll have to verify, so we're going to check all the tickets. Hey, Melanie. Congratulations. Just go ahead and pose right here for a picture. Wonderful. Congratulations. The next prize that Jerry is giving away will help you be healthy for about a month if you're consistent using it. Sold. Sorry, I'm helping you. The winning number is
810135.
Congratulations. Come on up.
Just real quick too, I want everyone to give Melanie and Chris a hand. They went through an unbelievable amount of work, so Chris is in a lot of pain. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you, Jared, and I'm Recovery. Next, we're going to move on. Can I have Chris Allen come up here? This is exciting. Who all owns a car? All right, this will come in handy. P.S. You can only win once this evening, so keep that in mind. Oh, speaking of a car, we found some keys, some Buick keys. If you've ever Buick, please come up here and handsome husband will come up here.
We're part of the raffle now.
To verify. Okay.
I'll be happy to. We're super excited to have been co-sponsors tonight for the event. Larry Miller, Alexis Linden, was super important. It was super important to us to be a part of the community, to also help spread the Miller family, Larry Miller's message, and what he's all about. So if you don't know where we are, we're right down the freeway, right across from Home Depot. Linden and the forum together there on 1600 North. We're right off that exit. We'd love to have anyone come in. So we're going to give away some cool stuff. Our first, I've got 3 of these, and I'll do all 3. Here, hold it like this, and I'm just kidding. This is what we call a day in the spa. So this is an opportunity for you to bring your car in, you get a full service oil change, either conventional or synthetic, whatever your car requires. Tire rotation, full vehicle multi-point inspection, and then stem and stern detail, shampoo, wax, buff, steam clean, the whole 9 yards. So it's a $300 package. I even signed this. You're legit. Okay. John doesn't know about this. John, how you doing? I gave away some stuff, by the way. 810-161. Well, there you go. You got it. Yep. Oh, are we crouching down? It's a great close. Just give us a call. The number, I think the number's on there. Yes, it is. Just call. Yeah, just schedule these a couple of days in advance. The details take a long time. You'll be calling Jen. Jen, raise your hand. Jen, raise your hand. She'll be the one answering the phone. Good job, Jen. All right, another one of the swap packages. 810-129.
Hey, yeah!
Get out of here!
Look at this guy right here!
Come on, Parker. Come in. Okay, you win. All right. I hope somebody videoed that for you. Never mind. I'm not going to kiss everybody. Parker's special. Okay, we got one more of the same package. I don't know why I started with big ones, so we put down from here. That's all right. Okay, one more of those. 810-130. You can't win twice, Parker. Nice try. Was it you again?
It was me!
Yeah. Now that's starting to look great. Okay, I'll take this one out. We're going to have a new winner, I'm sure of that. 810-173.
Oh, you went already.
Did you already win? All right. Who's going to get these? Yeah. Did anybody other than you two get raffle tickets? All right, let's try this one. 810-181. All right, 181. All right.
Kaden, do you love social media now?
Synthetic or conventional, whatever you have, bring it down, do a full service oil change, multi-point inspection, and also wash it out. So if it's a synthetic oil, it's about $100. 810-138. All right. 153. Easy. All right, one last one. 810-120. Yeah! That's it, right? That's what we got?
There's one more.
Oh, there is. Oh.
Thank you, Chris. Give it up for Lexus and Lincoln. And this is kind of an odd position. I wasn't supposed to MC. However, I have a raffle ticket for my own business of Zaba Events. I'm an event planner. I love planning. It's my passion. I hear a lot of people hate it, so I want to do fun work for them. Anyway, so I have a raffle. It's a $25 Visa gift card, and I want to have, would you like to pick it? I just want him to pick it. This is the ticket, the winning number of, this money can go towards anything, hopefully towards kindness, is 810-184. No one. Oh. Is there an O? Is it you? Is it Joey? Joey, please come on up. Yeah, Joey! Yay, Joey! Congratulations! Thank you. Here, one closer. This is the best picture. Yeah. Okay, everybody, this is such a fun evening. I want to just have a good shout out for No Objections, for the band that played for us at the start. I also want to thank John for taking the time to come out here, which was phenomenal. We're so happy that we could have had it. For Iron Recovery, for Lexus of London, for helping having them sponsor, for it's a place called Fat Axe where you do axe throwing. They help sponsor and fill some of your swag bags. We're so grateful for everyone who's a part of this, and we want you guys to come to the next arena talks will be next month. If you could switch the slide, I don't have the clicker on me.